And the student, came and heard about this incredible brothel ministry we were doing, so she came to shadow me to learn how to do it. It's so much fun, She's from England. So we get to this one brothel, XTC, very clever name, and I get to the brothel. I say, hey, knock on the door. I'm like, from the Salvation Army. I do my whole spiel. We visit massage parlors in the area, and we're here to visit you. Ta-da! It's your lucky day, And the lady goes, yeah, thanks anyway. We don't want you. Closes the door. And I was like, oh, don't worry. It's just the first week, So we go back the next week and knock on the door. Hey, Salvation Army. Hey, remember me? Hi. The lady's like, yeah, I remember you. I think I said I didn't want you. Like, please go away, I said, but I brought cupcakes. The lady goes, oh, cool. Takes the cupcake, slams the door. And the third week, I said, oh, don't worry about it. I said to the student, it happens all the time, The third week comes, I knock on the door, The lady's like, which part of no don't you understand? I said, well, actually, it's the no bit. You struggle with it in a lot of areas. See you next week. When we get into the car, and the student says, this is quite an incredible ministry you got going on here. I'm so glad I flew all the way from England to see it for myself, And you know what I said? Wait for it. Wait for it, my little Padawan. A struggle we must have. Learning to swim we do together. 4th week, 5th week, 6th week, I kid you not. She was only with me 3 months. I was like, please God. Please God. I don't know what it was, 8, 9, 10 weeks later, after no, please go away, stop it. Okay, fine, I'll take the baked goods. Okay, please go away. Now you're embarrassing me. It is on and on and on. Finally, we get there. Same two of us, same exact spiel. Nothing has changed except the date expiry on the cupcakes. That's it. Knock on the door. Hey, I just remember watching into and the exact same manager, exact same owner opens the door and says, thank God you're here. What? His student's like, grr. She said, you gotta come help, you gotta help me right now. Come with me. So we go through this brothel to the back of the room, and in the back room there's this girl there, and she's crying, she's really distraught, and this owner says, tell them what you told me, tell them what she goes, I don't know how to say it. She said, just say it like you told it to me. And the girl goes, I need forgiveness, I need healing, I need freedom. Can you help me? I'm like, what? I said, well, I know this guy who can forgive sins and heal diseases and set people free. His name's Jesus, I know he can help you. That's why I've come over and over and over again. That's why I show up. That's why I swim against the current. That's why I wait around when it looks like nothing's going to happen and this is a complete waste of my valuable time. That's why I keep coming and facing rejection. That's why I keep rowing even when the waves are against me. That's why even when my muscles hurt and even when my ego's bruised, I keep going because I want to be right in that spot where Jesus shows up and gets in the boat and I can be a set and leave. And this girl goes, well, how do I get him, And I said, because I'm a Christian and we're weird sometimes, I said, well, sometimes is an understatement. But anyway, I said, just cry out to him, because that's what we would say. Just cry out to him, Jesus, I give you my life. Jesus, I need you to heal me. So she, because she's not a Christian, thought I was like literal, and she just started crying out. The back of a brothel, Jesus! I was just thinking about the experiences going on in the other rooms, And I was just like, I never knew evangelism would happen like this exactly. I didn't script this one out, but, she's just crying out. And I remember it because the owner-manager who's been so, you're not welcome here, is bawling her head off. The student is like a total mech, bawling, sobbing. This chick's crying out to Jesus. I'm taking copious notes so I can tell you about it. And then we get into the car. I'll never forget this. And the student says to me, that would make an amazing sermon illustration. I said to her, which part? Which part? See, because what I do and what every preacher does, because we're like surfers and we're in love with the wave. We always tell you about the wave, but the part I felt like the Lord wanted me to tell you about is all the other part. See, the part I need to tell you about that's a really great sermon illustration is not just the part where Jesus gets into the boat, but it's the part where we got into the water. It's the part where we decided to row anyway. It's the part where we decided, actually, even though we were tired and weary and it looked like nothing was going to happen, and we had actually tried and failed a lot of things before, is a part where we're in a place, in a position where when the wave did come, where Jesus was going to surprise us, we were ready.